by that and had been closed down. Yeah, I guess like it was good enough to be notable that it was so bad, and so people are like, it's really bad. But it wasn't as bad can get.
It's still true that E.T. was one of the games that led to the video game crash that happened. It's not the only one responsible for it, like some people seem to think. There were a lot of bad games being made for the Atari and game platforms back then.
Yeah, maybe we should watch it sometime. It might be kind of interesting.
If it's available on YouTube, we could sync to it sometime. That's interesting. The Crazy Bus intro song, the title screen song, is exactly the same if you reverse it. Same forwards and back.
Well, we do use something to watch YouTube videos together. If it were available on there, we could do it. But it might be like taken down for copyright or something if someone tried to upload it there. I mean, let's be honest, everything's taken down from YouTube these days. Whether it makes sense or not. Which makes me wonder why I store my VODs there. I'm crazy.
Did you know that Crazy Bus was released in 2005?
Wait, really?
Yep. Recent versions have been released as recently as 2010, with the same ear-grating music and grainy graphics.
Why would they think that's even worth releasing in 2005?
Or 2010. It was apparently just meant to be a tech demo. But it's a pretty shitty tech demo.
It's like, here, look at this amazing technology we can use to make people rip their ears off.
It was an unlicensed Venezuelan tech demo for the Sega Genesis. I have no...
Anyway, I'll be right back real quick. I'm gonna rinse my hands off and I'll start a run. I won't be gone too long, just a few seconds. So yeah, be right back.
Okay. So, one thing I can talk about while Oren is gone is that one of the games that got me into like RPGs, which is one of my other favorite genres that I didn't mention earlier, was Final Fantasy. My favorite Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy IV. Other than that, I liked Final Fantasy VII, and I'm really glad that they're doing a remake for the PlayStation 4. Hopefully it'll be released sometime in the not too far future, maybe within a year or two at most. If not, then 3. It would be absurd if it takes as long as some games like Final Fantasy 15 has had a long development cycle. I'm waiting for that to finally be released. So that'll be released this or next year. I know that Kingdom Hearts 3 is probably going to be coming out this or next year as well. But one thing I can also talk about is one of my other favorite RPGs, which was Chrono Trigger, which was a surprising collaboration between Nobuo Uematsu, who is known for making music from the Final Fantasy series, Akira Toriyama, who is known for making the art for a popular manga called Dragon Ball, and see, there was one other person, the person behind the Secret of Mana series. I forget his name, but he's pretty well known as well. Never really played much of the Mana series though, so I don't know his name off the top of my head.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
I'm surprised you have never heard of Dragon Ball.
So let's get this show going.
Oh, Kappa, you're not serious.
Yeah, that would have been pretty surprising. I feel like just about everyone has.
Yeah.
At one point or another. Alright. Let's start another run.
Some people would know what Dragon Ball is just because...
Hey, it started
like,
with Relic again.
How obnoxious
Nice.
some of the fans can be. Because people will not stop asking for Goku to be in Smash Bros.
Okay, so 2
despite him
speed,
not being
2
a video game
damage.
character.
Kind of slow tier rate, it seems like. But I got the Relic. Start with 3 red hearts too, it's kind of nice. I have Converter in case I want, like, make a bunch of soul hearts into red hearts for some reason. If I find Guppy's pot, will be cool.
Oh yeah, it was considered a dream team that made Chrono Trigger. It was Hironobu Sakaguchi, who was the creator of Square's Final Fantasy series, Yuji Horii, a freelance designer and creator of Enix's popular Dragon Quest series. That was it. It was Dragon Quest, not Secret Mana. I had misremembered.
I think I might rather have the pills, honestly.
And of course, Akira Toriyama, a freelance manga artist famed for his work with Dragon Quest and Dragon Ball. Not to mention, he also later on did Blue Dragon art, at least. Masato Kato wrote most of the plot. Yasunori Mitsuda scored most of the game before falling ill and deferring the remaining tracks to Nobuo Uematsu. It's rare that a compilation like that happens. Because these days, usually developers from different companies or different backgrounds are way too busy with their own things, and usually in different parts of the world anyways.
I feel like the bottle of pills should have lower cooldown than 6 rooms. Like, pills on average are kind of underwhelming.
I'd say
I feel like it should have like maybe a 4 room or something.
the one game franchise that still pulls off like dream teams of people working together on a single project is the Smash Bros. Series. Because you have composers from all sorts of games working on the music of that game. You have several different companies working together to get characters into the game.
The pill build, man.
It's funny that Smash Bros. Is pretty much the only fighting game franchise I care about anymore. I used to be somewhat a bigger fan of fighting games than I am nowadays, because I used to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Power Stone 2, Soul Calibur 2, Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
Like, aside from playing some Mortal Kombat, if I can speak here, some Mortal Kombat on the SNES, like, I haven't really played a whole lot of fighting games aside from Smash. I mean, I played some, but I don't really, like, enjoy them enough to play them a lot.
I also used to play some Street Fighter. And yeah, I don't tend to play
so far.
much fighting games anymore. I used to really like Mortal Kombat though. Dead or Alive, I actually liked Dead or Alive at a point in my life. Before beach volleyball was a thing.
Before tits.
And before the series literally became about how realistic or absurd can we make the tit bouncing physics.
I mean, isn't that the question you ask when you buy a game?
They might as well just make Dead or Alive hentai games at this point. How stupidly, overly fanservice-y the series has gotten. I really
I should
don't
look
like
for the secret room, actually.
really don't like Dead or Alive anymore, but at one point in time I did. Because it had some characters that weren't just tits.
Checking the shop would be worthwhile. Come on. Nope, I've learned my lesson with Champion Belt. It doesn't go well. Not when you have shitty damage. Because then you get champions everywhere and your damage is only like marginally better. It's ruined. Runs before. I used to take it all the time, but I'm not as big of a fan anymore. Like, it's damage up and that's really cool, but you'd be surprised at how shitty the rooms get. Do I want to just take the key back, maybe?
But yeah, my favorite Dead or Alive character was Ryu Hayabusa. So. And he was actually not, you know, tits the character.
That's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate a guy wasn't tits the character.
Yeah. With hard mode it doesn't affect anything. I don't believe that.